There's the little bunch. We're raising up some gonna eat 'em chickens. It took 2 tries for Ideal Poultry to get us a couple of dozen the first time around there. Only a few survivors, 3 out of 28 ordered. And it looks to me like there's another one going down there, so we're down to 22 already. But after the second batch came, we were busy, and in previous films showing the electric fence installation, the movie just yesterday highlighted it's doing long 15.5 ticks on about a half-mile wire strung out all over here. But prior to and during the fence project, there's been a desire to have a couple of chicken tractors. So while the rains are pouring and not pouring, I've set up this framework here. It's actually another one underneath the tarp there, the basic frame. I got 2 frameworks together, and then I thought I'd go ahead with one and see what kind of problems I would encounter and so on along the way. This one is wired up with think of this pitch. Anyway, it's some cedar on edge to cover over with tarp. But today I'm fussing around with a couple of bicycle tires on electrical pipe mounting. I have a framework of 2x4 that's holding and squaring the corner up together with each of these plates are identical, the large chassis framework here. And they were trimmed around with cedar across the top, and then 1x2 fir or something from Home Depot to give the screen cover. But I wanted some sort of pitch on it so that I'd lay a tarp on top of it. In our climate there's a lot of rain, and wired up and tarped up, this should do a fair job of shedding rain. But I was having trouble with the span here is 10 feet. So today I constructed a couple of, I'm calling them drag legs. They're on hinges and meant to set down square in the ground. I have it today set up on 4x4 blocks to just get an idea of what I needed to do and to be able to work those legs in. But at this point I'm stuck in having to go back to the store, I think, because I need about 8.5 inches of stud going through that 2x4 and out the side here and through the shaft. That will be a lever leg that'll put this about 4 inches off the ground in the back, the way it's set up. And I thought I had it made. I had a whole bunch of long bolts and all that looked like they'd make the distance, but in order to get a good plumb line on this shaft, I need 8.5 inches to make it through that 2x4 and onto the shaft there. So it's continuous thread material I'll have to pick up. I've already got the nuts. The expensive hardware these days is outrageous. I also constructed on this one a side panel that's removable right here, because I might want to drag this up next to our chicken coop over there and do a stock transfer by simply spinning a couple of chunks of wood here and lifting that side panel out and allowing the chickens to go in and out of the run here. It's 10x10 square. It should handle some 50 or so chickens on a daily move across the pasture, and so I'm looking forward to picking up some material. You can see the sag line on this front combination of I may have to do another drag leg here to get this up. It only needs a couple of inches, but it makes a difference when it starts raining and snowing and getting heavy. So I may do something to solve that. But keep it simple. I was at a junk dealer the other day and found this golf cart, an ultralight. And it's subjective for me in the field. It doesn't weigh 5 pounds, but it's to get it down underneath the there and lift it up and drag it along. Any old dolly will work, but that principle may be easier than tying a couple of ropes to the corners and trying to lift it that way or doing some other thing. These tires, they're made for running around golf courses, and well, the pasture will be a little rougher than that, but that's the objective of that toy. And when I feel like I have pretty much accomplished what I want to do with this one, then I'll go ahead and build the next one. But those chicks out there still have 3 or 4 weeks before they need this, and it should be enough time for me to get after this and complete it. It no longer fits in the shop area in the garage, and I'm a little tired of taking it apart and putting it back together. So I may use a tarp I got the other day to just cover it up the way it sits and have it ready to go to work the next time I go. These panels are all 3 individual panels that are laced together with chalk blocks there to get them all to go together. And I hinged those up with a double plate on the leg there, and a hinge that's out of sight, so that down this line here, the bottom of the foot, the top of the foot, the hip, I guess, there supports both of these frameworks, especially when they're pulled together properly. That's the chicken tractor apparatus underway, and this part today has stumped me, or I would have put those on. I hope you enjoy some of this invention. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.